Hello there humans, I'm Dal Cecile Bruno and today we are going to do the AuthorTube Newbie Tag 2.0 courtesy of Jenna Streety. And before the video gets too long, because I don't like that, I am going to read the questions right away. Disclaimer, here is where you can see that I am visually impaired because whoop, I have to put the phone on my face for the things that I have to read. So, without further ado, question number 1. What's your book pitch? Alright, buckle up your seatbelts because, okay. Black Widow and Death Moth is the first book in the Strange Families trilogy, following the story of Tibor. He is the first genetically engineered person born in a laboratory on board of the new International Space Station. He has the skill of astral projection and, growing up in total isolation, he is training to become a spy. Everything changes when traveler children arrive to the station, and his actions lead them to mock him as less than human. Things go downhill when he also learns the real intentions of his adoptive father, who expects Tibor to become an astral murderer. In this duality of dreams and reality, he goes on multiple journeys to define his morality. Soon, he is faced with a mission too big for a child to accomplish on his own. With the guidance of new friends from other departments of the station, he will eventually find an equal. But does he want to pass this grief to another human? Or will he remain on his own? So, question number 2. If you were a book, then pitch yourself. Okay, let's try that out. Dal is a visually impaired artistic alien stranded in a world where image is everything. Skin, color, and facial features are a matter of judgment and pride. Passports are equal to an identity, and friendships revolve around shallow supply and demand of material items. Dal must learn to adapt to this world, leaving all the alien ways behind, or find a miraculous way back home, billions of light years away from the solar system. So kind of like 1984, but with aliens, blind aliens, who knows? Alright, I know that sounds kind of harsh, but hey, I'm a minority of minorities. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, question number 3. What genre do you write in? Okay. I love to write sci-fi. As if it wasn't obvious by now. My bigger projects would be sci-fi for now. I would like to expand, but hey, I am a newbie, I am starting, come on. For now, my novels are sci-fi. But I also like to write short stories, and there is where I love to explore other genres and other formats and everything. So for example, I have a short story that it's a fantasy, I have a short story that's kind of like a crime thriller novel, and I was challenged to write a romance short story, and that's the one that's actually getting published soon in an anthology with other amazing romance writers. So it's an honor that it was good enough to be published in a book with other romance writers, so yeah. I would also like to write a horror short story. I have the ideas in my head, I just need to explore the genre and learn more about how to go and write it. And I would like to do genre crossovers in my short stories. So yeah, short stories is where I go crazy and I do whatever I want. But for now, the main description is sci-fi and poetry, because I also like to write some poems. Alright, question number 4. What genre would you never write? People say never. And I agree. I mean, look, I wasn't even planning to write a romance. I was challenged and I was thinking, but I am not the most romantic person in town. I mean, seriously, it's gonna be awful. It's gonna be an insult to the genre. It's gonna be a disaster. And I was kind of like, I am not good enough for this, but I was willing to try, and I put all my best efforts into it, and I researched and I went about it, and yeah, okay, it kind of worked in the end. But okay, so never say never, because it can happen and you don't know. But okay, there is one thing that I think I am safe to say that I'm not gonna dive into that because it's really something I really don't want to associate myself with. Religious fiction, Christian fiction, whatever fiction that has to do with a deity that... I'm sorry, first of all, I'm pagan or neo-pagan or whatever, I'm very eclectic. I mean, I have my beliefs, I'm not atheist, but I am not gonna go into religious fiction anytime soon, and I think I'm safe to say that I'm staying out of it. Nothing against it, I just don't think it would be honest from my part to even dare to try that. So I'm really sorry. I have friends in all the religions you can possibly imagine. So yeah, nothing against religion, I just don't want to get in there. Alright. Question number 5. Where is the question number 5? Yeah. What is your goal for an AuthorTube channel? I want to document my writing journey and also to keep myself accountable. If I can bring something interesting to the table and if my perspective on writing and whatever helps anyone out there, if I can help anyone in any way possible, then great. For the most part, I just want to keep myself accountable and give myself a little bit of a routine and discipline. So yeah. Question number 6. What made you want to start writing? Wow, well that's gonna be a long one. I'm gonna try to summarize as much as I can. Back in 2016, I visited Iceland for the first and only time in my life, for now. And I don't know what's in the air or in the water or whatever, but I think Iceland made me a writer, or like it pushed all the seeds of ideas for writing that I had inside of me. Because before Iceland, I used to write some poems and even songs and dream journals or whatever, or simple notes on Facebook, you know the likes. And it was like an on and off thing. I always had this thing for writing, but I never thought I was capable of doing that. I don't know, and after my visit to Iceland, like a month later, I was listening to Björk's latest album at the time, Vulnikura, and it was even on Björk's birthday, so it was the 21st of November, I will never forget. I was listening to this album, planning to do something else, with the music in the background and whatever. Well, it turned out that I was kind of immobilized by the music, and I started having this whole vision of the Strange Families trilogy in my head, like a movie, and I was like, what the hell did I just see? And the idea stayed in my head for so long that I couldn't ignore it. And then when I finally opened up and talked about it with someone that I just met in a workshop, my new friend said, you know what, you have an amazing story to tell, please go for it whenever you feel that you can do that. I mean, don't let it to waste, just give it a try. I really like it, and just go for it. And my new friend is someone who is into writing and media and journalism and stuff, so I was like, okay. It felt very encouraging, and so I will always be thankful whatever happens to my story, if it gets published, whatever. My friend knows that she will always have a space in my acknowledgements, because it was thanks to her that I went serious into writing. She knows who she is. I'm going to try to leave it anonymous because I don't know if she wants me to talk about her or whatever, but yeah, she knows who she is. So yeah, I will always be thankful for that moment and all the craze that happened that night. So thank you very much. So yeah, that's how I got into writing for real. Question number 7. What's your personal publishing path? So my personal publishing path is going to be traditional publishing. I have nothing against indie authors. I have such an admiration for them because they have to wear all the hats and they have to do everything on their own. I mean, it's such an amazing thing that these guys do. It deserves all the respect in the world, but honestly, I have limitations. I am visually impaired. Imagine a blind person trying to edit a book alone. I'm going to need professional help. I'm aware of it. I need it. It has to be traditional publishing, and if in the future, if I really achieve this traditional publishing, whatever, I don't mind being hybrid at all. That would be fantastic, but I know that I have to start at least with traditional. Question number 8. what kind of AuthorTube content are you bringing to the table? Well, I'm a talking shadow, so I don't know what I don't know what kind of videos I mean, for the most part, I think it's gonna be these talking shadows. If I have more poems that I'm going to record and like this kind of like poetry videos, then I might do that as well. I already have a few back in the day. When I started YouTube, I started with short poems and stuff. So yeah, maybe that could. I don't think I will discard that. I will do collaborations and tags like I'm doing now. I think anything that I feel comfortable with filming. And I was thinking, what kind of tips can I bring? And recently I have been surfing YouTube and I didn't find enough content on multiple POV. So maybe, because that's kind of my jam, I always go dual. I don't know, the real reason why is maybe because I want to show more of one angle, because one angle is like kind of biased and I want to show more than just one perspective in the story. I usually limit it to 2, maximum 3, but like if there's a third POV, it's very minimal. If I use a third point of view, is because I really had no other choice, but mostly it's dual POV. So if I can bring tips on that, if you want to see that, just let me know in the comments and I will do that as well. I will be answering questions about like writing and about my writing process, or any question that could come my way that I think it's worth the answer for everybody else as well. I mean, I am open to mostly anything that comes to the writing community in YouTube. I'm only staying away from drama and tea that is outside my cup. So yeah, but anything else goes. Question number 9. What's your biggest writing struggle? Well, I have 3. Putting it short, it's quite obvious. Punctuation. I mean, I have writer friends from the United States, from the UK, from Australia, from Europe in general. I mean, everybody has a different punctuation rule. And my writing has become like a Frankenstein of all of them combined. It's creepy. You see why I need an editor. My other struggle, editing. Of course. Anything that has to do with the visual part of the craft. Like the visual part of the craft. That's of course going to be my biggest struggle. And the other struggle that is not writing, like putting hands to the keyboard, is time management. Damn, how do you do that? I have not a skill for that. All right, question number 10. What's your best writing skill? I have a few, I think. One comes from the feedback that I have received after people read some of my work. They say I have an intriguing voice. That's a compliment, and yeah, I mean, I'm a talking shadow, of course. My brand is all about being anonymous, intriguing, and mysterious, and yeah, all that stuff. So I think if I can transmit the same to my page, to my pieces, then I think I'm doing a good job, and I am honored that it's coming out the way I expect it to be. The other thing I'm quite good at, I think it's an asset, is that I have a skill to get into the mind of the characters, like deeply. It's not just like building a character sheet, it's just like getting into the mind of this person as if I were the person. And like I had some basic studies of psychology in my university. I mean, I study psychology, whatever, but I'm not giving it all the credit. I think it's also like a thing that I have to do because I cannot see facial expressions, so I have to like guess and think deeper than your usual small talk conversation. So I do that quite often. I always try to get to see the things from that other person's angle. I don't always succeed. I have my biases, but I always strive to improve in that skill, and that transmit into my stories. Like the characters are very vivid in the sense that people think it is possible that they could be real people. And then my other skill is plotting. I love puzzles, and I love to start things in a way that the reader thinks, oh, it's gonna be this, and then I turn it the other way around. It's like, it wasn't what I was expecting. It's not what it seems. So I love puzzles. I admire mystery writers and thriller writers and sci-fi writers, because we all have to work on plot. Nothing against pantsers before someone gets offended, because everybody gets offended by everything these days. No, nothing against pantsing, it's just that it's not my method, and I am actually I benefit more if I start plotting. So yeah, that planning ahead is something that I have to rely on, not just in my writing, but also in my daily life and and how I survive. So yeah, those are my writing skills. I think. I hope I can learn some more throughout my journey. So question number 11, if you've been on YouTube for a while, what's a tip that you can give to the community? Well, for newbies or kind of newbies, look, guys, just use what you have. Do what you can with what you have at the time. When I started YouTube, I didn't have the space that I have now. And I was like in a very tiny place and I couldn't really film anything film with a camera. So what I did was just recording with audio and just put a picture and that's it. So just use what you have at the time and things will get better. No one is perfect at the start. Question number 12. What's your newbie AuthorTube question? So what kind of advice are you looking forward to from other AuthorTubers? Well guys, my question is the same as every day with everything and everyone. I hear all about balancing your job life with your family. Some of you have children and I hear all about that, but actually how do you do that? It baffles me. It's like, wow, it's like I can barely handle myself. So yeah, it is time management or just time awareness is not my skill. All right. Question number 13. Are you looking for, what are you looking for? Gosh, bloopers. Anyway, question number 13. Are you looking for writing buddies, critic partners, collaborations, etc.? Well, I am looking for nearly everything. I just want to be a part of the community. And I am looking for, I don't know, where are my disabled writers? Would be nice to see. I only know one of them. Her name is Joey Paul. And my goodness, she is someone I will always admire. I mean, that woman is the beast of daily writing. I mean, she writes nearly every day. It's amazing. It's like amazing how good she is. And her books are really good as well. So yeah, I want to see more people like Joey around, more diversity. That's what I'm looking forward to. And like critic partners, better reading. I'm not the best at better reading because I don't know how to help sometimes. I want to improve on that and I want to, just get to know more people. I don't really have a specific goal. And question number 14. What are you most excited for in this new AuthorTube era? Well, I am excited for everything. As I said, more diversity, more voices from different backgrounds to, spice up the community, to make it even bigger than it already is. And like, I am excited because I hope this new era is, less drama, more fun, more writing content, more than what we already have, and like more of the good stuff. That's what I want to see. So yeah, those were my writing questions. Thank you, Jenna Streety, for the tag. And I hope to keep on doing this kind of videos. If you like, subscribe or whatever, it's up to you. And thank you very much for watching. Have a great day or night or wherever you are. Have a great time.